Hello all, Shadwell here, ready to talk about the next film in my collection, The Butterfly Effect 2 from 2006. It's directed by John R. Leonetti and stars Eric Lively and Erica Durance. If director John R. Leonetti's name sounds familiar, there's a good reason. We just talked about him a little over 100 reviews ago when we talked about the first Annabelle film, which arguably is the worst of the three Annabelle films, but not outright terrible on its own. And since we're talking about other projects, it should be mentioned that the love interest in this film is Erica Durance, who played Lois Lane in the later seasons of Smallville, a show I can't watch anymore thanks to the real-world fuckery of cast member Allison Mack. God damn it, Allison Mack, you are most certainly why we can't have nice things. Not like Smallville was a nice thing to begin with, but it grew into a nice steady show by season 3-ish. In happier news, Nick's friend and colleague Trevor is played by Dustin Milligan, who played the part of small-town vet Ted Mullins on the constantly brilliant Schitt's Creek. Unfortunately for both Milligan and Durance, they were in this shitshow of a film. If I had to rank the three Butterfly Effect films, they go 1, 3, and then at the bottom of the barrel, this one, Part 2. It's awful. Honestly, all they had to do at the very least was give us more of the same that we got with the first film, but they couldn't even do that. Instead, letting the protagonist Nick travel to whatever time he wants as long as he has a picture to travel to. It feels a little like a cheat because in the first film, the protagonist Evan had these blackouts to return to when he traveled to the past. But in the filmmakers' infinite wisdom, they said, fuck that, we'll take out the only part that made the first interesting. Oh, and if you're looking for a meaningful connection to the first film, you won't find it here except for a blink and you'll miss it scrap of newspaper containing the picture of the father from the first film. Apparently that's supposed to be enough. Although I do have to give it one thing, at least Nick dies in the end. I know I come down on the first one's original ending where the lead dies, but it wasn't that he died, it was how he died and what that would narratively do to the story that pissed me off. And of course the third film has absolutely nothing to do with either of the first two films, and by then the time travel was more a superpower than anything else. As you can probably tell from what I've said already, I am not a fan of this film. Which is why I'm giving the Butterfly Effect 2 an F+, because at least Nick made for good eye candy, so I guess that's something. Tomorrow I get to talk about a film I have been looking forward to since I started this project. Butterfly Kisses is tomorrow. You're in for a real treat. See y'all then.